Hello, welcome to Good Goal or Bad Defending, Champions League edition. Real Madrid getting battered by the City. And honestly, it's some naive defending. And I'm going to show you this first goal here. And you can understand what the half spaces are and what ghosting into the half space and creating the half space opportunity that Man City do and how it opens up. Now, most teams in the Premier League are aware of this. And they don't make this silly mistake. And you can see this silly mistake, this how it's happening right here, where you've got a bunch of players pressuring this ball and chasing the guy out wide. And you can see this half space here and how it's opened up. Now you just got to get rid of this player out of there, or get him, instead of facing the ball, facing him away, and make that little trick happen. So let's roll it forward and let's see what happens here. Bump right here. So here you go. You can see there's still out here. There's still three players pressuring the ball here. And most Premier League teams know, if you're in this situation, you don't rush out and pressure the ball hard here, because that's not what Man City are looking to do. They're looking to pull the ball back and then create the space in here. Right, so they're looking to pull the ball back and then try to create somehow with a couple more passes and look for that through ball here. Right, so creating the half space or using these half space channels is what Pep Guardiola likes to do. It's actually very easy to defend against when you know, right, that's your main source of how they get goals. It's changed now with Haaland, but mainly Man City looks to cover into these half spaces. And I'll probably do a coaching course about it over the summer when the season goes off and explain, one, how to set your team up to defend that half space, and two, how to actually pull them apart even if they do set up properly, and three, really how to sort of identify and shutting down that gap. I'll cover that in a coaching course over the summer when there's no more of the football going on. But right now, let's focus on what's going on. So the ball gets played, bump, off it goes. You can see all of a sudden there's still pressure in the ball. They're still doing their little silly stunts right here, but it's nothing wrong with pressuring the ball. But there is when you've got too many players over here. Okay, so now no one is goal side of this wee man here. Nobody. So all of this space now is his. All of it. All it now needs is a cultured pass. Yes, even this space back here. Yeah, I know. All he needs now is a cultured pass, and he's in. So let's just see what happens. Bump, play it on. Of course, he knows that he can't play the ball through a human being, and he can't try to force that pass. So here this guy's pressuring. Look, you see Modric now. He's completely out of the play. Kroos is the other midfielder here. He needs to this is the real problem. He, as a midfielder and his world-class quality, should suddenly realise that he needs to be getting goal side of this guy right here. Now he thinks, oh, okay, I need to get back into my position and hold it. You'll see that in a minute on another Man City goal of why Real Madrid is so absolutely terrible if it's not set defending. You know, everyone's in their little 4-4-2 following the pattern. You saw that little high press from the three there. They got it wrong. Kroos is out of position, and now they don't know what to do. All he needs to do is come in and cover for this guy here, and they haven't got a goal. He doesn't. Watch what happens. Modric is kind of understanding it. You can see he sees there's a problem. Watch what happens, though. Bomf. So look, he doesn't know what to do now because he knows he's supposed to really go and pressure that ball as he's the midfielder, but also he doesn't want to leave that guy, so that's why he's kind of frozen like a deer in the headlights right there. And then as the ball gets played, you can see this guy, I think it's Bernardo Silva, has completely ghosted into that space. Kroos is now trying to panic and make a connection to go back there. Bump, but it's too late. And it's in the back of the net. Not only that, though, you can see Kroos doesn't actually try to mark the player. He tries to intercept the pass. And if he went back and just was goal side of him, that means Bernardo Silva would have to have turned him inside the box. They could have got more bodies around and got the ball. They didn't. Pretty much they played into Man City's hands. They play for this space. That's their bread and butter. Playing into this space here, normally coming back and putting the ball across the goal is what they're looking for. But when he's got this much space, he's just going to walk it into the net box. And that's exactly what he does on this first goal. Let's get on to the next goal and see what we can find. Okay, so now I want you to watch this, because this guy here is the problem. He is the reason Man City get to score a goal and Real Madrid are all over the shop. Him, right here. So when the guy's got the ball and he's in a situation 1v1 and he's not quite sure what to do, and he goes back and plays the ball, right? So now this guy here, as soon as that happens, has to make a choice. Does he stay and mark this guy here, or what does he do? Well, if you look around, there's nobody else to mark him, okay? If he drops off. Now, clearly, this guy's a defender, and he's not happy with being up here in the first place. But what happens is this. As soon as that ball gets played back, Bosch, right there, okay, he's touch tight. You can see this defender now probably needs to come back in here and start making a solid line, right? Because he's not moving anywhere. He's got a man. That's kind of okay because the ball's going backwards, so he's got enough time to get back goal side if he needs to. As this rolls forward, though, watch what happens. Bosh, and he goes off to go shopping or something. What I call this when I'm coaching is set a player in motion. So sometimes you want the ball to go there just to come back to set the play in motion. And what that really means is you're resetting everything. When you're putting that ball back, their team reacts. He reacts, and he goes back to tottles off over here to do absolutely nothing, leaving Jack Grealish completely and utterly unmarked with all this space out here on the flank. Watch what happens now. So the ball's set in motion. It's going back. It's coming back in. Bosh, he's still on a Maisie going shopping for his mum down the town. Comes into Jack Grealish. He's got all the time and space in the world. Bomb. Now he gets to do what he wants. All because that guy there hasn't got a clue of what he's doing. He's too far up. He's out of position. And so instead of actually sort of assessing the situation, he's run back into his comfort zone to come back in here, defend, instead of actually looking at, oh my God, I should stay with Jack Grealish because he's got all the space in the world out here and someone needs to be putting pressure on the ball and stopping this about what's about to happen. It gets worse. He's jogging now, and he's jogging past the player to mark because he sees Haaland. This guy's still jogging, not really doing anything. He was lost out there on the wing. Now he's coming back in here. All he has to do is mark Bernardo Silva. Haaland's there trying to stretch the defenders in. These two guys, jokingly I say, are marking Haaland because no one really can. And then we move the ball on. Let's have a little look. Bernardo Silva is ghosting in a little bit here. All hell starts breaking loose now because Jack Grealish had time to pick out the runner. The runner comes in. Same as the last play in the corner when there was 3 Real Madrid players chasing the ball. Now we have 4 Real Madrid players chasing the ball. One of is our protagonist who's just screwed up the whole play by not doing anything. You've seen him. He's out there with Jack Grealish. He's managed to run in here, do a little mazy run, pick up his shopping for his mum, come in here and lose the game for Real Madrid. Right. Watch as it happens. Bomb, ball bounces out, and all of a sudden there's a header and going into the straight into the goal there. Now, what I do want to comment on is one of the big things that I talk about is players on the post. Real Madrid actually had players on. It wasn't on the post, but it was doing the same job. There, willing to come out and attack the ball. But the header was so good from Bernardo Silva. I hate giving Man City credit, by the way. Into the top corner, it was fantastic. They did a really good job there, so brilliant, even though the player was back on the line. Because when I say on the post, I really mean back on the line so they can come forward and defend. So they've done a good job there. And all of a sudden, they're 2-0 down, and yeah, simple. All right, let's go on to the next goal and see what we can find. Okay, here we are from a free kick coming in. The play's already just moved on when everyone was in their nice little position to defend the free kick. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I know what I'm on about. Right, so you've got these 3 Man City players here unmarked, and this is the real issue. You've got Kevin De Bruyne, probably, he's definitely one of the top in the world, in the top 5 guaranteed of people being able to play a ball into the box with quality. And you've got 3 unmarked City players here, right? And then, they kind of get a little flick on, and there's a bit of an own goal and all sorts of problems. But again, I still believe I wouldn't have had a person on the post in this scenario, actually, from where the free kick was. But if they did, this would have solved the problem. Again, they would have defended this. But this is just the problem when Real Madrid are under so much pressure, relentless pressure. Courtois, I think, has made, 4 or 5 great saves from Erling Haaland. They've been battered, and eventually it breaks with a meaningless sort of flick on at the front and an own goal. And that's what you end up getting here. A little flick on from the front, Blosh, and then an own goal. And this guy here comes and puts it past his keeper. Oh, I was wrong, actually. Maybe if he's on the side of the post. Puts it past his keeper and makes it 3-0. That's because they've constantly been under pressure for so long in this game. That's exactly what ends up happening sometimes. It's just a messy goal. That's all that is. It's a messy goal. Probably, I don't know. I'd probably say it's bad defending in the fact that I would want one of my defenders to challenge that little flick on the front. There was no player with him there. Let's get on to this last goal. At this point, you can see Real Madrid are completely switched off because for some reason this guy's on a mazy run, thinking he's Lionel Messi, trying to dribble past Manchester City's line. That isn't going to happen, buddy. That is not going to happen. So here we go. You can see his legs are going. He gets his pocket picked right there. Bosh, and off they go. 4 versus, you can see this. He's just like, what are you doing, bro? We're in the 90th minute. We're 3-0 down. You're causing us problems. And now we're just going to look like Muppets from conceding a goal that we never should have. So let's move it forward. Here they come. running forward to get another goal. And yeah, they're all ropey at this point. It's like, okay, 3-0, 4-0, what's the difference? But here I want to give credit to this pass from, I think it's Phil Foden. In the ball comes. Where is it? Show me, show me, show me. Oh, I can't find it. Come on, come on. Okay, let me pull this. Here we go, here we go. Dosh. There, splitting the two centre backs, quality little pass. The run actually makes the pass easy, to be honest, because the run dictates where he wants the ball to go, makes the ball go, oh, you just want it there. I can see that. Puts it through the gap into the back of the net, and it's 4-0. Yeah. Overall, I think Real Madrid were absolutely awful, outclassed by City. They were lucky for it to only be 4-0, and I hate saying that because Man City are in the final. I'll see you next time on Good Goal or Bad Defending.